everyone. I welcome you once again to Moment to Learn with Lola. I am Lola Odeyale, the icon of fragrance. The information that is applied is actually power. That is what will give us leverage. We have been looking at succeeding at interviews, and I will be concluding today. We stopped at questions that pop up at interviews, usual questions. We have looked at questions like, tell us about yourself, or can we meet you? Questions like, why do you want to work here? Or why did you decide to apply for this position, for this role? What are your greatest strengths? What are your weaknesses? And I said, blow your strengths. There's nothing wrong in having weaknesses. We are all human beings. Be quick to say, yes, weakness, this identified, I am working on it. Unlike weakness, I don't have any weakness. And they discover that you have such weaknesses. Other things that we looked at, what do you know about this company or about this organization? And the last one we talked about, the last question is, why should we hire you? And I said, this is about your uniqueness, your unique selling point. You should be able to know what makes you unique and bring that to the table. I remember another interview that I went for, and I was asked, why would a science student, why did you, after studying science, want to work in a financial institution? And I smiled and said, I love calculations. I did so well in mathematics. I had an A in mathematics. And I know in financial institutions, there is a lot of addition, a lot of subtraction. Even though I studied a science course, microbiology, I can function well in a financial institution because I love mathematics. I love calculation. That was my unique selling point, what I have to offer. Don't forget when I was talking about tell us about yourself, I said you need to tell us your previous experiences and those ones that are relevant to the company or to the job that you're applying for. You can have so many, but which one is relevant there? And even in CIPM Study Center, when I was taking a part-time lecturing, I taught operation research for you to see that I love calculations. So, what other questions? What are your salary expectations? Please, whatever the salary expectations you have, talk about it. Maybe you're thinking of 100,000 and it's, what we have to offer now is 70,000. Is it something you can take? And you go, no, I cannot take it. I always tell people, let it not be about the money. Yes, the money is important, but let it not be about the money. Experience, you can't buy with money. Network, relationship, as a result of working there, you can't buy with money. And rather than sit at home, I tell people, rather than sit at home, why not get engaged somewhere? Yes, the money may be small, but you get a lot of things while going out. If you are in the house, you may not be able to have opportunities for other or better jobs. But while going out, you have those opportunities. Other questions that we could have, why are you leaving your current role? Why? You should say the reason why you're leaving your current role. I'm leaving because of this and this and this. It could be because the culture, you're not okay with it. It could be because you want a better experience. You want to be able to explore and learn more. I remember when I finished university and I was told, don't go and serve outside. I said, no, I want to go and see the world. I finished from UI. Said, no, don't go and serve outside. Don't worry, I can help you. I said, no, I want to go and see the world. I want to explore. So, why are you leaving? Other questions you could have: what is a challenge that you dealt with at work and how did you handle it? Like I said, please be truthful about it. Say it. Say exactly. It may not even be at work. It may be anywhere that is relevant to that organization. Talk about it. How has your experience prepared you for this role? Almost the same thing. The things you experienced, how have they prepared you for this role? I remember when I was in Shagamu, we had a little crisis and the cooks wanted to go on strike, which would mean that we have to go home. An idea came to me. I said, okay, let the SS3 students, let us be cooking. Our timetable, reshuffled. I met with the principal and that came up. Now, if somebody says you want to apply to be a team lead, what challenge have you dealt with? How did you handle it? I'll say yes. But I was faced with strike and we're having SS3 exams coming up. And I thought, rather than go on strike, why not we, change our timetable? And then we would cook. We divided SS3 students to be cooking. And we will start our own class 9 to 12 because we will cook in the morning. While others have gone to class for 8, we will go and change, dress up and go to class for 9 to 12. We'll break again between 12 and then go for classes again 3 to 6. And that was how we were able to manage it. And we didn't go on strike again. These cooks were now begging to come back to work. So, how has your experience prepared you for the role? What is that challenge that you have dealt with? How did you handle it? Ensure that whatever you are going to talk about is relevant to the role or to the job or to the post that you're applying for. What are your career goals? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Please say it. If you see yourself being a manager, somebody said, if I say myself being a manager, the manager may feel threatened. No, the manager too will not remain there in the next 5 years. He also wants to see himself in a greater place. So you should have career goals while even applying. Even now that you don't even have a job, you should have goals and have career goals. I talked briefly about setting SMART goals in one of my videos. Please go to it and look at it. We have been talking about succeeding at interviews. I've told us that an interview is a conversation between an interviewer and an interviewee with the hope of getting, being able to determine the applicant's skills, experience, personality to meet the job requirements. We talked about the fact that we have different types of interviews. I've talked about skills that are important for interviews. I've talked about tips, successful tips for, tips for successful interview. I've talked about things that we should have in our resume. And we have looked at several questions that could come up. Like I said, a lot of questions is not limited to the ones I've talked about, but these ones are the usual ones that I felt we should talk about. I want to appreciate everyone that has been joining me for this topic, succeeding at interviews. Next time when we meet, we're going to be looking at another topic. Thank you once more for joining me on Moment to Learn with Lola. Follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook handle, Icon of Fragrance. Till I see you next time, have a blessed day.